In my reviews of movies that were released in 1959, I'm going to really review a classic today. It's Ben Hur, directed by William Wylie, screenplay by Carl Tumberg, and it's based on a novel that was written a long time ago in 1880 by General Lew Wallace, called Ben Hur, A Tale of the Christ. Produced by Sam Zimbalist, and in the cast, the lead role, Charlton Heston, is due to Ben Hur. Jack Hawkins plays Quintus Arierius. Haya Harari plays Esther. That's Charlton Heston's, Ben Hur's sister. Stephen Boyd plays Messala. Hugh Griffith is Sheikh Ildarim. And Martha Scott is Miriam. And Kathy O'Donnell plays Terzai, and there are a number of others. There will be a slide though, so you can have a look at that. Let's say this is one of the most successful movies in movie history. Received a bucket load of Academy Award nominations, and it won for Best Picture, Best Actor for Heston, Best Supporting Actor for Griffith, and Best Director for Wylie. And the Golden Globes chipped in with 4 Globes, again for Director, Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Stephen Boyd, and a nomination for Heston. So, quite an array of success. And I watched it a few months ago, first time for a very long time. I have to say, I thought I might have trouble with this one, mainly because of Heston, but also the fact that from memory, when I was a child, there was too much talking in it. But maybe at 67, I'm probably in a better position to appreciate it. So let's get into the details of the film. Ben Hur then. It's an endurance test watching this one for sure. It's almost 4 hours. And at the beginning, there's a reenactment of the biblical tale of the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem. Probably another reason why I would have probably turned off if I'd been watching it on TV. And then we get a recollection of the Star of David, the 3 wise men, 26 AD then. We move on. Jesus has now become a man. And we're met by the Roman legion who are marching through Nazareth. The Roman Empire controls virtually all of Europe, the Middle East, and their focus, of course, on Rome, the capital of the planet, really. Jesus' father, Joseph, we see him as a carpenter, and he's talking about the Roman elite, the political topics, taxation, religion, the higher echelons of the Roman government discussing the notion of physical strength are viewed next versus control of thoughts to members of the elite in the Roman government. And this is related to the rise of the interest in the prophet Jesus, of course, who's bringing in vast crowds. And his sermons are about God and religion and alleviating poverty. New theme then. About the film is that politics is raised throughout it. We then meet Judah Ben Hur with his Roman friend from childhood, Messala, played excellently throughout by Stephen Boyd. Palestine has become much more volatile, and the two are not seeing eye to eye in their early 20s. Ben Hur, a Jew, of course, Messala very much a Roman Catholic, and Messala has, to an extent, an anti-Semitic viewpoint, and this drives a huge wedge between the two of them. And we also glimpse of a Roman garrison going through Nazareth. In this instance, Ben Hur is with his female friend Esther, and they're standing on a roof, and Esther inadvertently dislodges a tile which hits the Roman governor on horseback, this causes a hell of a furore, and the two try to escape the clutches of the Roman soldiers who are out to find them and deal with them in a harsh method. We see the Roman aggression clearly as they search for the two. They don't catch them, but a little later we see her mother and sister who are arrested and banished to a dungeon, a prison dungeon. And this is all unbeknown to Ben Hur, who's actually moved away by then. Ben Hur is then apprehended and he's put to work as a slave. After having walked across the mountains as the prisoner, his work involves a work on a Roman galley. And as he crosses the mountains, he appears to be helped by a person on the road who it appears to be Jesus. On the galley, there's a fracas that develops and a lot of brutality by the soldiers. But the commander of the vessel, Jack Hawkins, who plays Quentin Elias, he ends up in the water, and Ben Hur miraculously saves him from drowning. As gratitude, Hur is returned to Rome and brought into the fraternity, the affluence, the pomp and the ceremony, and of course his status has now become the new son of Elias. However, he's still desperate to find his mother and sister, and he returns to his homeland in Nazareth, trying to find them. He's developed a skill, however, for chariot racing, and he comes across Griff's character, the Arab, and the name escapes me, Sheikh Idarim. And he, as I say, because of his talents as a chariot racer, he's invited by Griff's Abarim to join the workforce to try and train the group of white horses for a chariot race in the centre of Rome. And of course, this, of course, he does. We then, I will mention the race in a short moment. Ben Hur arrives in Rome with Abraham, but before the race, he meets with Messala and demands that his mother and sister be found and released. Messala is rather underhand. He does assign the task to subordinates to find the two, and then becomes aware that they are now lepers, and they've been kept in a leper colony in the valley. But Ben Hur, at this point, is told that they're dead. And then we move to the arena. Now, this scene, of course, is infamous, where Ben Hur is pitted against Messala in the arena, and it's an absolute, it's a tremendous scene, both from a cinematic point of view, but also from an action point of view. It lasts a full 10 minutes on film. The cinematography and direction is filmed with 5-star character. That's definitely the case, and it's the definite highlight of the movie. After that, we then go down a much more sedate sort of talking phase where educational preaching is followed. Christianity, personally, it's difficult for me to swallow with the humbug and the continuing story of Jesus Christ. And then it leads to the final period of his life, and we all know what happened. But it holds up. It holds up. Heston was far better than I thought he was. and it's probably one of his best roles, although I do prefer Touch of Evil, which I also reviewed recently. It's a Roman epic with tremendous action scenes, and there's a bit of romance thrown in as well. So there we are. That's Ben Hur, released in 1959, and that's my movie review.